And it is the fourth Sunday in January. I don't know about you, but I've had great 3 Sundays and a great 3 weeks consequently, because we have been imbibing again and again and saturating ourselves again and again in the first 4 chapters of the textbook, Science of Mind. And basically and fundamentally, and all that it takes is for you and for me to take those 4 chapters, and they're very short, to chew them, digest them, and apply them. Chew them, digest them, and apply them, and then nothing limits us. Nothing limits us. Nothing can touch us in any way except an awesomely wonderful way. First 4 chapters, the thing, life itself, the way it works, what it does, and how to use it. And today is the How to Use It Day. Now, we've been listening to this and reading this and studying this and embracing this, some of us, for donkey's years. And yet, there's plenty of room for us to apply the principles in such a way that we're still not struggling and efforting to establish the good that we desire in our lives. And the good Dr. Ernest Holmes says, you know what? If you know the principles of science of mind and you're still not manifesting the good that you desire, he said, it's because you're engaged in too much theory and too little practice. And that goes across the board for us in all of our lives about everything. And so it's the practice, which means apply, assimilate. That's all that means. That's the key. That's the key we're honing in on today. We know life is the creative force of all, the one power that is creative in its essence. We know the way it works. It's through its own law of consciousness. We know what it does. It creates. And now we have to know how to use it. Well, I would just hazard a guess and say intelligently, mindfully, carefully, deliberately, happily, joyously, knowing I'm setting something in motion. And what I'm setting in motion is working for me. It's on my side. It wants me to have this good that I desire, provided I don't back away from it, and I don't lose faith in it, and I don't lose confidence in it, and I don't fall back into my old doubting ways or lazy ways. And lazy means I'm not supporting the idea. I'm not affirming it and reaffirming it and reaffirming it. And as he says, you know, in answer to how long does it take to get your realization or your manifestation, it's until it comes into your life as an experience. And that means how greatly and strongly can you support your idea and keep believing in it, keep having faith in it. Now he says, the way for this to happen is to get to the state in your mind where this idea, this divinely inspired idea that wants to express itself through you, whether it's health, whether it's wealth, whether it's loving relationship, whether it's creative expression, whatever it is, this divine idea that wants to express itself in you, when you have that so deeply entrenched in your mind, in your consciousness, that anything to the contrary of that could not possibly enter into your thinking. When you are so convinced of your idea that it would be absolutely nonsensical to think that anything else could enter in to your mind to disturb that or cancel that out or render it null and void, then he said you're ready to be open to your manifestation. And that's how really important it is for us to back up our clarity And the first step in how to use it is to get very, very clear. We are not going to get clear unless we do the work that brings us to clarity. And that is, we have to get quiet. We have to get still. We have to take ourselves out of the busyness of the embodiment, take ourselves out of the marketplace. To the extent, says Troard in fancy words, that you can withdraw from the world of the subjective, to that extent can you enter into the world of the absolute. In other words, settle down, calm down, quit the nonsensical stuff that's running through your head, focus yourself, and that might mean breathe, 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 breathe. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out, I'm breathing in. Whatever it takes for you to stop the craziness going on in your mind, the usual boxing match that takes place. I want it. What makes you think you can have it? I know I can have it. No, you can't. You're always doing this. You make up your mind to do something, and then you go, oh, I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to do it, do it, do it. I don't think so. And I knock myself out of the arena of possibility. Ain't good. Not good. That's not conviction. That's not faith. There's no power in that. That's impotence. And it's not going to happen. So I stick on the first few principles, the ABCs of science of mind and spirit. Clarity, clarity, clarity. You have to be clear. And when you get clear, you have to be strong in your clarity. You have to say, by Jiminy Crickets, I got it, by Jove, and it's going to happen. And everything I need for this to happen is going to come my way, because guess what? I'm not the doer. I'm only the thinker that gets clear, and then I give it up and I hand it over to the doer, and then the doer, the spirit and the power and the life and the light of that awesome creative law, the movement of spirit upon its own idea happens. And as long as I can stay good with that, as long as I can feel good about that, as long as I can know, oh my gosh, I'm building this wonderful house of an idea. I've laid the foundation, and I have every good person I need in my life and thing in my life to help build it into a glorious structure that I can move into and enjoy. I'm telling you, that is the way it works. And you and I have to have that kind of tenacity, energy around the good that we desire. But we are so maudling, we are so wimpy, we are so easily distracted back into doubt and anxiety and fear, and it's not going to happen, and all of that nonsensical victimization that causes us suffering, and we don't have to suffer. You and I will feel pain. That's a given. But suffering is an option. Suffering is self-chosen. So let's stop suffering around the ideas that we get and ruminating and rummaging and struggling and efforting and all of that angst kind of energy around something that's good for us, and we know it's good for us, and something we're endeavoring to manifest. Knock it off. It's not working. You've proved it to yourself over and over again. It doesn't work. And it gives you a headache, and it gives you a stomach ache, and it just takes your sense and sensibility of the joy of life away. No joie de vivre at all. You're just there, existing through your day. God, get me through the day. I need another coffee. Notice I said coffee. For me, it's tea. Some days I can drink pots of tea. But there's something grounding about that. It's me getting up, walking over, getting the tea bag, it's the ritual of it, boiling the water, making the cup of tea. See what it's taking me away from my desk and all the various wonderful puzzles on it. And I can go out there and it's an amazing thing the way that happens. What happens is you're changing up your energy zone. Your energy zone is changing up, and we need that. And I hope everybody here in this room understands that every single hour you need to get up off your backside and just move or something. Just move. Just move. Because our bodies are too used to being sat down for all kinds of good reasons, and they just can't cope sometimes with all of that non-movement. Your brain is the same. You were made to move. I am made to move in mind, body, heart, and soul. There's nothing to it but to do it. You just gotta do it. And you're not going to do it without heart. That's for sure. So clarity, clarity, clarity. This is a good thing for me. I know it's a good thing for me. I feel it's a good thing for me. And it's not somebody else's idea for me. I got this idea right within myself. It bubbled up within me. It's my idea, only insofar as I was listening to this divine energy pulsating in me and bubbling up in me, and I saw it, and I said, okay, all right already, okay. And then you roll up your sleeves and you get to work. Clarity, clarity, clarity. And then you back it up, you back it up, you back it up. You've got to back your idea up. You've got to put the power of your contribution into it. Now, you don't have to create the power for it at all. The power is already within you. There's no power to create. There's one power. There's only one power. It's already available to you. It's in you. You're flooding with it, in fact. But you do have to powerfully support it and back it up. And so as you're going about the business of the day, it comes to mind and you say, yes, I'm knowing that's happening in my life. I've stated the truth that I desire and I'm backing it up. I know it's happening somehow or another. I don't have to know the how of it, but I'm one with it. I'm still with it. I'm still keeping the energy up around it. Now that's the key. You keep the energy up around it. If your energy is draining around it, you have to completely, in that moment now, get a grip and start filling up again that energy. No, I know it doesn't look like it. I know there's not a shred of evidence to cause me to believe this. But then isn't faith believing in what I cannot see? Faith is believing without any evidence. That's what faith is. And I have to keep myself out of fear and stay in faith all the time. Ain't easy. Anybody who's doing this knows that. But it's doable. Just because it's not easy doesn't mean you can't do it. You can do it. But we're so spoiled and we're so pampered and we're so easily able to give in when it no longer feels good, doesn't feel good anymore, you see. And I'd rather forget all about it and, just do something that takes my mind off it. How many times have you said that? I have to do something to take my mind off it. What you need to do is find some way of putting your mind into it, not off it, into it, but in a good way, in a way that's not coming from your frightened, scared, egoic mind, but in a way that's coming from your intuitive intelligence within you that is truly wanting to say to you, come on, get a grip, I'm with you, I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it. But you have to help me. You have to help me. And the way you're going to help me is get out of my way and let me do it. And the way you get out of the way is to knock off all the negativity. Ernest Holmes has said it blatantly. My gosh, I come across it all the time. We had a practitioner symposium yesterday, and I was speaking of that, and he says there for the practitioner's manual, and you're all practitioners. So to be a good practitioner, a practitioner must allow no negativity in his or her consciousness. Now you know why you're not manifesting all the good that you would like to manifest. It's teeming in there, all that negativity. Teeming. It's raining. Cats and dogs in there, negativity. About everything and anything. People are moaning and groaning all the time. Oh my God, the television gave me a headache. Why the hell are you watching it if it's giving you a headache? Does it have that much power over you? That you let it pain you? Watch the television by all means, but something that's going to make you laugh at least, or inspire you, or uplift you, or whatever. Or calm you down, some nice little Hallmark movie, that has one theme only, regardless of what it's about. Same plot. Lots of times the very same actors, but very harmless, extremely harmless. You don't mind getting up and going and making a cup of tea when it's on. You know you're not going to miss much by the time you get back, you see. But it's not doing you any harm. In fact, it gave you a chance to get a cup of tea. I mean, really, what's going on in your mind? What's 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 in your mind? This is a question you and I have to ask ourselves all of the time throughout the day. What's in my mind? What's in my mind? What's in my mind? Is it helping me? Is it expanding me? Is it helping me to be living aliveness? Or is it squishing me? Is it pounding me? Is it flattening me? Is it stoning me? Is it weighing me down? What is it? Why are we so afraid to look into our minds? Why are we trying to stop ourselves and discourage ourselves and distract ourselves in every which way so we don't have to listen to what's going on in our minds? How do you think we're ever going to move ahead and expand and grow and experience all that moreness, the moreness of life? Oh my gosh, there's no end to it. There's no end to it. There's no end to the goodness. There's no end to the greatness. There's no end to the adventure being awesome, so that you can't wait when you put your head on the pillow at night to get up the next morning. Oh, I'm sorry, I even have to go to sleep. I really want it to be the morning because I want to get going again. Why can't we all be like that? We all experience that from time to time in our lives. But why can't we sustain it? Why can't we maintain it? Because we're not in charge of our thinking. We're not in charge of our thinking. We are to command our law of mind. If we are commanding our thoughts, our lives are good. But if our thoughts are out of control and become that which commands us, we're in trouble. So who's in charge here? Who's in command here? We have to ask ourselves, is it fear? Is it anxiety? What is it that's causing you and me to ail at times in some way, to feel less than at times in some way, to feel some lack at times in some way, to feel not enoughness in some way, to feel our lives are not working in some way? What is that? It's no thing but one thing: you're out of your mind. You're not in it. As the wonderful teacher used to say to his classes when he was teaching, "Sir, there's one mind, and right now you're not in it." How often are we not in our minds? Really? We say of each other, "Oh, she's out of her mind, he's out of his mind right now." And there's truth to it. And we're not saying that they're really out of the mind, because you can't be out of mind. There's one mind, we're all in it, like it or lump it, know it or not. We're all in the one mind. But we've got unconscious to it. That's what we're saying. We're unconscious to our minds, our consciousness, our thinking. And our thinking is either knocking us around, spoiling things for us, getting us into trouble in some way, or our minds are giving us a great good time. Could be, I'm telling you, Disney World all the time, if we so desired. That is, of course, if you like Disney World. Or Universal Studios or whatever. Or Magic Mountain. I don't know what everybody's fancy is. Whatever that is, we could be in it much more often than we are. But whatever you think life is good for you, what do you think is a good life for you? What would be a good life for you? Whatever that is, you could be in it right now. I mean, what are you waiting for? Do you think it's going to change? Do you think it's going to come to you sometime soon in the future? It's not coming to you at all if you stay at the level you're at right now. If you don't change up consciousness, if I don't change up consciousness, if I don't get a grip on it, you know, and it takes energy for that to happen. And people say, "Oh, I'm too tired. I can't do it now. I'm too tired. I'm really too tired." Oh, don't talk to me about that stuff now. I'm just not open to it. I'm not just open to that. I'm too tired. Many times have you told yourself that? Stop that. Because the two words, "I am," are the most important words you'll ever speak. They have such awesome power because they are naming the divine. They are naming the one power. I am is the name of the one power. When you put something after that, you are backing it up with all of the cosmic power in creation. You never say "I am" and then a negative follows. You can say, "I feel a little sick right now. I feel a little down right now. I feel a whatever right now." Because feelings come and go. There's not much substance to them. It doesn't matter how good your feeling is, it's going to go away. alas. And it doesn't matter how horrible a feeling it is, it will go away. It will go away, which is wonderful. So, what is it going to be every morning as you're serving yourself with your breakfast? Remember, you have to serve a breakfast to your mind too. What are you going to serve up to your mind as a breakfast in the morning? Above all else, oh my gosh, oh golly gee, when you're eating your breakfast, for heaven's sake, stop running through the horrible list that is before you in the day. You're interfering with your digestive system and the good of the food when you do that. Why will we do that to ourselves? Make that a lovely ritual, the breaking of your fast into the day, this food that's going to fortify your body for the day. And enjoy it and be present to it. And think good thoughts while you're having your breakfast. And never eat before you bless your food. Bless your food and be grateful for it. Bless your food and be grateful. I bless this food. I bless this food. I know it's to my good, my health and my well-being. And I bless everybody who's brought it to my table today. And that's thousands and thousands of people involved in that. And I'm grateful for it, and I give thanks. And by the way, sweet spirit that lives within me, I'm giving you great thanks and great gratitude now for my daily cup of health, my daily cup of wealth, my daily cup of loving relationship, my daily cup of expression. I'm giving thanks for that daily cup, for I know it's brimming over. You see, because it says in the prayer, give us this day our daily bread. It doesn't ask for tomorrow's bread, or a lifetime's bread, or a retirement's bread. It says, give me this day my daily bread. And the little prayer that says, Lord, for tomorrow and its needs I do not pray. I give you great thanks for all of the blessings and benefits of today. Be where you are, be here, be now, be awake, be alert, tune into your thinking, tune into your feeling, measure your feeling, measure your thinking. If your feeling is sinking, go to your thinking and know it must have something to do with that, and then do what it takes to change the feeling by changing the thinking. You have the power. What are you waiting to hear? There's nothing else for you to hear. What are you waiting to discover? There's nothing else for you to discover. You have it all. You know it all. Now, remember this. Knowledge is not power, but applied knowledge is power. What you're going to do with that knowledge has potential power. And so let's move ahead into the rest of this year now, armed, buckled and belted, ready for the good, ready for Spirit to unfold like Spirit has never been given the opportunity by us before to unfold and express itself by means of each one of us. Remember, you're only here because Spirit wanted to know itself as you. It's the only reason why you're here. You're not just me, myself, and I, in a small sense. You are here to be Spirit in form, expressing itself uniquely as you. And only you have that uniqueness, so therefore, consequently, only you can bring to the table what you're here to bring to the table, whatever that is. And it's diverse for all of us. We're called to all different kinds of things. And so, again, I will say, as it has been pointed out over and over again, your spiritual life will never unfold until you and I are engaged in active, devoted, dedicated service to life, to others, to good things. That's the only way our spiritual life will unfold. Through focus on the power and the presence of the I am that I am in everything and everyone else. And that's the quickest way to heal anything, by the way. It's amazing how quickly you can heal when you take your mind off your problem and you put your mind on good. It's amazing how quickly we can get over ourselves and heal whatever needs to be healed with grace. in peace, in joy, in health, in well-being, in loving relationship with all. That's the way I open the portal to allow Spirit to copiously express itself in all kinds of wondrous ways. You're not only powerful, you are the power. You are the power. Now, I invite us all to consciously command the power and direct it consciously toward the good that is desired. And as we do that, we're knowing that good for everything and everyone. So let us go through now, the rest of this day, and the rest of our lives for that matter, awake, alert, open and receptive to the good that wants to express through us, and open the portal of that good and let it flow through. We're not wanting to get anything in. We're not short of anything. There's nothing to stuff into ourselves or get into ourselves. It's all within us. The key is let it out. Let it out. Let it out. Fantastic picture of Jesus, I think is by Hoffman, standing at a door. He's crowned, he's got a lantern in his hand, and he's knocking on the door, representing the Christ conscious awareness. And the door doesn't have a lock on the outside and cannot be opened from the outside. It must be opened from within. The knocking of consciousness upon the door of the mind, so it can be opened to let the flow come through. What are you waiting for? There's nothing for you to get. There's nothing more for you to know. You don't have to get better at this, that, and the other. Instantaneously now you can make up your mind. I was that 2 seconds ago, and here's what I am now. I'm an open, receptive book. I'm a ball, a light of power and energy, and I'm ready for that energy to pour through me, expand, and go forth and accomplish what I'm here to accomplish, and to bring about that upliftment, that integration, that uniting of all energies, so that we all can know the one and only thing. There is only God, there is only God, there is only God, by means of you, and so it is.